Hi guys, welcome to your first digital citizenship lesson. Okay, so during this recording, if you are doing it the way that I asked you to do it, you will be completing your Nearpod lesson while this plays in the background. When I say pause, you're going to need to pause your recording to have time to complete your activity. Please keep that in mind when you're positioning your tabs. Okay, let's go. Okay, the essential question that we will be answering and that you answered in your quick write is, what is your strategy for finding media balance? So we're going to take a deep dive into that today. The learning objectives for this activity are you will be able to make an inventory of your media choices and how those choices make you feel. So basically you're going to make a list of how you use media and how it makes you feel when you do that. I know, fun. Okay, next you will be able to brainstorm personal strategies for balancing media use. So we're going to learn ways to maybe use certain things less and other things more. And the last thing is we're going to create personal guidelines to promote healthy media balance. So we are going to make a plan and hopefully stick to it. Okay, so let's get started. All right, without looking inside your refrigerator, make a list of what's in it. Take 60 seconds to make the most complete list you can. Okay, so you are going to, you can draw, you can type, you can do however you want to fill this out, but you're going to fill it out. Then I'm going to go next. So you're going to pause your video and complete this. Okay, welcome back. On to the next slide. All right, here's our first collaboration. How did you do? Compare your list to what is actually in your refrigerator. How did you do? So what you're going to do is when I tell you to, you're going to pause. You're going to go look in your refrigerator and see how you did. And then you're going to reflect on this board. Yeah, I do not need a specific list of what is in your refrigerator, but maybe how close were you? All right, pause your video and go check out the fridge. Okay, welcome back. All right, so this big word we've been using is inventory. So what exactly does that mean? Inventory is a complete list of items or actions. So it is pretty simple. It's just a list that is exhaustive. Okay, how might an inventory of activities be different from an inventory of objects? So you're going to think about this question, and then you are going to pause and complete this. So pause your video. Okay, welcome back. All right, so let's learn something. So what are healthy media choices? What makes a healthy media plan for me? So what are the media you're consuming or creating? That's worded really, really weird. But what are you consuming, or creating? So what are you looking at, and what are you are you looking at social media? What are you doing? Or are you making YouTube videos? Are you posting TikToks? What are you doing? For example, you're watching a movie, searching for videos on YouTube, playing online games. What devices are you using to consume or create media? So there you go. When are you consuming or creating the media? What day of the week? What time? What else is happening at this time? So is it during dinner time? Is it right after waking up in the morning? So what time are you using it? And how much? How much are you consuming? How long did you spend consuming or creating that media? How often do you consume media? So the how much is really going to kind of shock us. Okay, so complete the chart to create an inventory of your media use from yesterday, from morning to night. Write a word or phrase to describe your feeling or the effect of each media choice when you finish. Screenshot your chart for later use. You can also just write it down. So again, you can type. I would use text boxes for this. And remember, you can shrink your text boxes. You can totally shrink your text boxes. And I'm going to drag it right there and shrink it some more. And then there you go. My text box is the exact size of the thing. And I can make it bigger or smaller. Okay. So what media did you use? So this said group text with my friends about our fantasy football teams. That's cool. When did you use it? You used it in the morning for 10 minutes and you were happy and excited. So what time did you use it? How much time did you spend? How did you make it feel? How did it make you feel? So that's what you're going to be completing. Please pause your video and complete this. Okay, welcome back. All right, here's your first open-ended question. Media choices have many positive aspects for people, but sometimes they have negative effects. What are some of the positive and negative effects? Write your response and take turns sharing with a partner. Well, you do not have a partner. You're just going to write your response. And pause your video and take care of that, please. Sorry, I forgot to tell you to pause. Okay, welcome back. So to observe and analyze, an organization called the Center for Human Technology partnered with creators of an app that tracks screen time to learn more about how people experience the effects of digital media use. They asked 200,000 people about how certain apps made them feel based on the amount of time people used them. Scroll down to look at the graph presenting their results. So I'm going to click here and it's going to tell me, so what we found is that the average number of minutes a day, so the more the people were using technology, the less happy they were. So the more they were on their phone, the more they're on Netflix, the more they're on Snapchat, the more they're on here, up here where these specific ones, like Twitter and above, it makes them feel bad, like disproportionately bad. So let's find out why. So here's an open-ended question. I forgot. Sorry. Look back at the feelings you recorded in your media inventory chart. Did you notice any patterns? So when you're looking at that chart you put together before where it's talking about what did I do, how long did I do it, how did it make me feel? Okay, so what do you notice? Is there a pattern between things you use more or less and how it makes you feel? Do you match that graph? Who knows? Okay, so you're going to pause your video and give that a shot. Okay, welcome back. All right, so let's try this together. Okay, so media balance. What is media balance anyway? Using media in a way that feels healthy and in balance with our life activities, family, friends, school, hobbies. So media balance is using media in a way that helps our lives, not inhibits our lives. So what are some examples of media balance? So what are some ways of using media in a way that actually makes your lives a little better, or at least doesn't take away from your happiness? So please take a moment to think about this and answer, and pause your video. Okay, welcome back. Open-ended question. I know so many. Why is media balance important? Give 3 examples of why it is important to pay attention to your media usage. Okay, so you can either type your answer in here, or if you want, you can just record audio and I will listen to your lovely voice explaining this to me. So either way, that's how you can answer this question. So please pause and do that. Okay, welcome back. Okay, so this is a word that we see a lot. It's called guidelines. So what is guideline anyway? A guideline is a set of criteria or a piece of advice for how to do something. So we always have general guidelines that we follow for pretty much everything we do in our life. There's general guidelines for being in school. So there's general things that you know, or sorry, there's criteria for being a good student. There's criteria for being a good citizen. So there's general guidelines that we kind of learn all the time. Okay, so a guideline versus a rule. A specific rule is don't interrupt when someone is talking, while a guideline could be show respect when having a discussion. A guideline can also be thought of as advice you might give someone, which could apply to many situations. So again, it's more general. Rules are super specific, like don't interrupt, don't make faces, don't do all these other things. Or you could say in general advice is, hey, when you're having a discussion with someone, show respect. And that's a general rule, that's a general guidelines or advice that covers all of those specific rules I could go through. Okay, so guidelines for media balance. What guidelines can you create to make sure you're balancing the benefits from the negatives? The benefits from the negatives of media use. Look at your media choices inventory as a reference. So that list, they said to screenshot or I said even write down. You're going to look at that. Okay, so how are you going to make choices about your media usage every day to kind of bring a little bit more balance to your life? So please pause and complete this part of the activity. Okay, welcome back. All right, so media balance for apps. There are many apps or settings you can use to help keep media balanced. Some examples include iOS tracking and timeout locking tools. So your phone can actually track what you're doing and lock out certain things certain times of the day. You can enhance do not disturb options. I love that. I have do not disturb on my phone for specific times of the day where it can't ring. You can have bedtime modes, so you can't, like, certain parts of your apps don't work after a certain time. Google wind down feature, or Google's wind down feature, that's pretty cool. Android's digital well-being feature, iPhone's screen time feature, and specialized apps like Moment. So these are all different apps that were created to help you not spend your entire life on media. Okay, so let's try on our own. My media strategy. Now we're going to use everything you've noticed about your own media use and map out a media balance strategy. You will put your own ideas and priorities on paper to create a plan that works specifically for you. Because my media balance strategy definitely is a lot different than somebody else's. Because one, I don't play video games, but my older sister does. So her media balance strategy has a lot to do with reward systems. Whereas my media balance strategy has a lot to do with focus. So an open-ended question. Which media choices give you the most benefits? What are those benefits? So certain things do make your life better. There are apps, there are things out there that actually improve your life. And what are they? So my favorite one is our principal, Mrs. Richmond, has a mindfulness app that she has on her phone. And whenever she's having a rough day, which we're having a lot of right now, she will she'll walk away from wherever she is, she'll get on her mindfulness app and she'll relax herself, and then she can come back refreshed and ready to work. So what kind of media do you have that, so what do you have that can help you, and what are those benefits? So pause and fill that out. Okay, we're moving on. Another question. I love these questions. What signs might show that your media choices are out of balance? What can you do to change the situation? So what's a sign that maybe either you don't use enough media and you're completely out of touch, or you use too much media and you're drowning in it? So what can you do to change that? And what are signs that can tell you that maybe you need to take a look at it? So pause and fill this out. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, reviewing your media balance. It's a good idea to review your media balance from time to time. as technology changes and as our lives change, we may find that we want to balance in different ways. You have the power to make deliberate choices about how media affects your life. So think about it this way. You are on media a lot more now than you were this time last year because of where you're going to school. So you're at home more. So maybe you have to have a different plan of balance because of how we're even accessing our education. So throughout your life, you have to really reevaluate your plan. So an open-ended question would be, personal challenge. What is one step you can take right now to be more media balanced? Write a concrete, actionable step you will take. In your response, include any challenges you might face and how you will address them. So my example would be, one thing I did is I deleted all social media apps from my phone. I have no Instagram. I've got no Facebook. I have no Twitter. No, nothing is on my telephone. That was one step I took when the school year started to keep my media in balance. And that was something, the challenge was people do communicate with me on those platforms. So now I actually have to have a plan to thoughtfully go and check that at specific times of the day, just in case I'm getting messages from grandparents or something. Not my grandparents, my child's grandparents. So how did I address them? I have a plan for when I check in with people specifically to make sure I am not abandoning friends that I keep in contact with online. But that is something I concrete did. So what is your personal challenge? Pause and take care of this part and answer this question, please. Okay, moving on. So let's reflect on what we've learned. So what you're going to do is match each item with the term. So a complete list of actions. I'm going to, I think that's inventory. So I think I can do that. Put those together, I think. Yay, and I got it right. Okay, cool. Next. And finally, you're going to take a quiz. Oh, sorry. Before you take the quiz, please pause your video and do your matching activity. Okay, let's move on. Finally, we're going to take a quiz. So this quiz has only 3 questions, and you're going to answer all of those questions. When we think about our media choice, we should consider who, what, where, when, why, reading, writing, and arithmetic, what, when, how much, and how we feel. So what, who, what, where, when, why. The reading, writing, and arithmetic, I have no idea. Or what, when, how much, and how we feel. So next. Select the statements that describe healthy media balance. The goal of a healthy media balance is to, the goal of a healthy media balance plan is to use as little media as possible. Choice B, tools that track app can help some people maintain healthy media balance. C, a media balance plan may change over time as a person's interests and schedule changes. Or D, media balance looks the same for most people. So select the statements. So multiple ones of these can be true and multiple ones of these can be false. And then finally, read the scenario and then answer the question that follows. So Maya enjoys staying connected with friends in a social media app, but one of her friends is posting a lot of stuff that Maya thinks is annoying. The posts are not mean or bullying, but Maya feels cranky after reading this person's posts. What could Maya do to maintain a healthy media balance for herself? So Maya could either A, mute, unfollow, or block that person. B, Maya could complain to her friends about the annoying posts. C, Maya could take a break from the app. Or D, Maya could respond to her friend's post telling her how annoying they are. I'm going to go with D, but it's wrong. Okay, so answer this question. You can select one or more answers. And next. Or then you're going to go to the next one. So pause and take the quiz now. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you had fun with your quiz. Okay, next is our poll. How well did you understand how to create a strategy of finding media balance? So, for the rest of this, I'm not going to ask you to pause because all of these are going to be pretty quick. So, by the end of this, so I 100% know how to create a strategy for my media balance. Is A, very well. I've got this. I already have a plan in mind. B, pretty well. I need to think about it some more, but I have a general idea. C, somewhat well. I think I need to go back and redo this lesson and read some stuff over again, but I have a good idea. Or D, I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea what this question is even asking me, and maybe I should start over again because I am a little confused, or I need to email Mrs. Tarando. So if you chose D, shoot me an email. Okay, so find a balance in our digital lives. So here are just resources. So the rest of these pages are nothing but resources for you to be tracking your media choices. Here's an example. Sorry. And so, yeah, these are just things that you can do with your family and things that you can work with. And then finally, if you click here, you have your website options for places you can go and apps you can use. So this is a family tips, and it's great to read over with your parents. I recommend, sorry, I 100% hope that you read through this with your family. Thank you so much for making it through this with me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, freakouts, or panic attacks, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email and have fun. Thank you.